What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I got some serious heat to talk about in this video. It's two of the best Nike collabs we've gotten recently, and they couldn't be more different than each other. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Kids of Immigrant collab on the Nike SNDR, as well as the Corteiz Nike Air Huarache. Very quickly, if this is your first time on the channel, my name is Josh. I drop all kinds of sneaker content every single week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date, and also give me a follow over on Instagram. I'm posting content on there daily. So I'm going to start off with the Kids of Immigrants collab on the Air Max SNDR, a shoe that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. These finally released in Europe on December the 27th on the Nike sneakers app, and it did seem like they were pretty easy to get. Most of the sizes were sitting on the sneakers website for at least a good half an hour before they all sold out, which was very surprising to me because a lot of sneaker publications were talking about how this shoe was the sneaker of the year in 2024. Myself, when I dropped my recent video ranking every single sneaker that dropped last year, I did give this shoe the number 4 spot. So honestly, I was very happy that these were easy to get. There were, of course, 2 colorways that dropped as part of this collab. Only the Sunrise pair, which is what I have in my hand, only this one released on the sneakers app, whereas the other pair, the purple one, which I know a lot of you guys liked, that one was the Sundown colorway, and it was a Kids of Immigrants exclusive. We won't be seeing a wider release of that pair, and the retail price on this was 190 euros or $190. Now, if you didn't already know, Kids of Immigrants is a lifestyle brand which bridges together diverse cultures and experiences, and on their website they say that they aim to authentically represent and empower our community through intentional product and powerful storytelling. This is their first collab with Nike, and they got to work on, in my opinion, one of the best retro models of the last year, the Air Max SNDR. And as far as first collabs go, guys, I don't think it gets much better than this. They completely redesigned the model, making it their own. Let's start off with the box first. There are some minor design differences on the box. So you have some stars on the orange section of the Nike box with some Kids of Immigrants branding as well. And then you see these numbers here, 3062, which are actually the last 4 digits of their phone number. And when I opened up the box, I saw this, and this instantly triggered a memory for me. This is a Kids of Immigrants and Nike calling card, which for me represents quite a lot because as an immigrant myself, my family immigrated to Canada when I was 13. We are originally from India. At the time, my dad had to stay back for a year because of work, and throughout that first year in Canada, I remember going to the corner store pretty much every other day, buying these calling cards and calling my dad. And at the time, it was the only way to call internationally, and it did remind me of that rather difficult first year I had in Canada. So for me, this is a great example of good storytelling done through product because I definitely felt a personal connection with it. And as far as the shoes go, I absolutely love them. I know a lot of you guys preferred the other colorway, the purple one, but I definitely like this orange one better. I was thinking a bit too deep about this colorway because the brand is called Kids of Immigrants. The acronym is KOI, and I thought that this colorway was inspired by koi fish, but no, it wasn't. It's actually just the Sunrise. You get this orange to yellow gradient neoprene upper, and overlaying on top of that are these grid lines, which are done to represent latitudes and longitudes. And it just looks so fire in my opinion. There's no other SNDR like this. On the back near the heel, you get a mini Nike swoosh logo done in blue. There's more blue as well on the midsole, which also has a speckled black pattern on it. The mudguard on this pair is made out of a faded black nubuck, and you get some interesting air bubbles as well. The air bubble on the back, there's like an iridescent purple color. What I really love about the SNDRs are these zippers on the upper because they do hide the laces and just give the sneaker a very sleek look. And the laces on this pair are very interesting as well. Some purple and orange laces here with orange lace tips. You also see those last 4 digits of the phone number written on the sock liner of the shoe. Usually the numbers there are 6453, which represent Nike on a standard dial pad. On the heel, you have what looks like a Kids of Immigrants logo with Nike Air. The insoles are purple with some orange font, Just Do It on the left and Together on the right. And the outsole is fire as well. You get a translucent outsole which says Kids of Immigrants in huge font. My only complaint with the shoe is in fact this sock liner, because I feel like it's much more narrow than some other Sunders that I've reviewed. It was for me quite a struggle to actually put my feet into the shoe. And also when it comes to sizing, with the previous Sunders, I definitely found them to be quite a bit narrow, so I went a half size up in those, and that's what I did in this shoe as well. And half a size up does seem to be the right size, but it does fit me definitely a bit tighter than some of the other Sunders I've talked about. I'm not exactly sure why that's the case, because I got these in an 11.5 just like those, and these definitely fit a bit more tight. I would describe my feet as just being slightly on the wide side, not exactly a wide footer, but if you are a wide footer, you might honestly want to consider even going a full size up in this shoe. They're definitely narrower than I hoped for. I read something about how this pair is actually a woman's Air Max Sunder, which could explain why it feels a bit more narrow than a regular one. But yeah, for me, I think I'm gonna stick with a half size up. I find that okay. It's not like perfect, but it's okay. But for wide footers out there, yeah, consider going maybe even a full size up in these. Overall for me, this is exactly what a collab, what a sneaker collab should look like. This was the first collab that Kids of Immigrants did with Nike, and they went all out and they swung for the fences and pretty much hit a home run with this pair. I love the Sunders. This is a great pair. After getting these in hand, I have to confirm that these definitely do belong on that sneaker of the year list. I'm moving on to the second shoe in this video from perhaps maybe the hottest UK streetwear brand of the last few years. This is the Corteiz Huarache trainer in the Onyx colorway. It seems like this Onyx colorway is going to be a Corteiz exclusive. It did drop initially in New York. You could actually get them in person if you managed to get a Corteiz newspaper, and then the following week it dropped on the Corteiz website. That's how I was able to get these, and it doesn't seem like we'll be seeing a Nike sneakers release. It is also the third colorway of the Corteiz Huaraches to drop so far. The first one was the Gully Gray, and then we had a light bone colorway, which was the only one so far that did drop on the sneakers app. And this is now the second model that Corteiz and Nike have worked on together. We already know about how popular those 95s were, or the 110s as people in the UK like to call them. The resale prices on those are just insane. But let's look at this shoe, starting off with the box. A pretty normal looking Nike box here, except for this Corteiz logo. And on the inside of the box, you have this Alcatraz camouflage print on the box as well as on the paper. I have to say I'm quite a big fan of all the accessories that this shoe came with, starting off with this tote bag. It's actually a pretty good quality tote bag, and it's got the Alcatraz logo on it. I think it's clean and definitely something you're gonna want to use. And I also wasn't expecting this Corteiz necklace, which is done in gold. On the back it says Corteiz RTW with a date there, which I think is the date that the brand was founded. So that's pretty nice, a free necklace with your shoes. And this Onyx pair is quite different than the first two, mainly because of the choice of materials. You got the upper done in this pony hair, which personally I love pony hair on shoes. I think it's a nice, very premium look. However, it does completely hide some of the details on this pair, like this enlarged Nike swoosh you see on the toe, and then also you have the Corteiz logo on the mudguard, but both of these you can't really see unless you look at the shoe up close. It is interesting that Corteiz chose the Huarache as their second model to collab with Nike on. I know about how much history the Air Max 95 has with the city of London, especially in the 90s, but I don't know much about the history with the Huaraches and with the city of London. If any of you guys know, if you grew up in London during the 90s or the early 2000s, do leave a comment, let me know what's the deal with the Huaraches. And this isn't a regular Huarache, it's the Air Trainer Huarache. They do come with this strap, which on the right pair has the Nike symbol on it, and on the left pair the Corteiz Alcatraz logo. And the shoe does have this exoskeletal upper, so even though it doesn't really look like it, it is surprisingly a very lightweight shoe. The only other pattern you see on the shoe is on the inside you have this camo print, which is honestly barely visible as well. Corteiz website did recommend to go a half size down in this pair, which is what I did. I got them in a size 10.5, and they fit absolutely perfectly, so shout out to Corteiz for giving some good sizing recommendations. As I said, my feet are slightly on the wider side, but going a half size down is absolutely absolutely perfect. There's no tightness feeling at all, plenty of room in the toe area as well. So I do definitely recommend going a half size down, even if you have wide feet. To me, these remind me the most of Air Force Ones in how they fit, because I couldn't imagine ever going true to size in an Air Force One, and same with these. Also, I have to say, these are a exceptionally comfortable shoe. For a retro from the 90s, these are pretty good. I guess my only issue that I have with this shoe is really the same issue I have with most black or triple black shoes. It's that when you wear them, when you have them on feet from afar, they don't look too special. You know, they kind of look like just any black sneaker. And it's the same with these. You don't really see any of the Corteiz details, which is why for me, I still think the Gully Gray colorway is probably the best one out of the three. But I do like these more than the light bone. I just realized this now, but I feel like the silhouette of this shoe kind of reminds me of a Jordan 7. Do you guys see that also? So yeah, overall thoughts, I like the collab overall. I like the extra stuff that they give you with the shoes. I'm a big fan of the pony hair upper, but ultimately I do prefer the Gully Grays. But do let me know in the comments, how do you guys feel about this shoe? And which one of these two Nike pairs did you guys prefer? And thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting my channel. As always, as you guys know, I'm gonna be bringing tons and tons of videos in 2025, so stay tuned and give me a follow on Instagram. Like I already said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.